Hi, it's Jana from The Last Stitch. I used to be quite good, at least for a while, sewing from my stash. But then something happened and I began buying loads of fabrics again. But that is about to change because now I am making a stash busting spring wardrobe, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started talking about my stash busting spring wardrobe, if you want to see more videos from me, please hit subscribe and also check out my blog, thelaststitch.com, where I got loads of sewing going on, including my makes, tutorials, inspiration and tons more. And now let's talk about my plans for spring. First up is a little bit of backstory. I do like blouses. I love sewing blouses. I love wearing blouses. But sadly, quite recently I had to let go of two of my favorite me-made blouses because they had absolutely ripped apart, and not just in the seam. So I figured there's no point mending them. And one of those favorite blouses was a blouse made of Liberty Lawn using the Pegalia print. But the good news is that in my stash I still had more fabric from that particular project. So now I will just make another blouse. A little bit different from the last time because the original blouse had short puff sleeves. Well, and I do love puff sleeves, but this time I'm actually going in a different direction and making a long sleeved blouse with hidden placket or hidden buttoning, and the pattern I will use is from Burdastyle. I was really drawn to this pattern because it is fitted at this size, which I really like, and it has lots of darts, and I love the mix of a quite soft feminine look but still being a sort of classic shirt format. So I'm very excited about trying that project out. I think this fabric will be absolutely fabulous for this. So, well, I'm very excited about making my Burdastyle blouse. And my second fabric from stash that I will use for my spring wardrobe is this beautiful cotton silk sateen. It has a seam foam aqua color. I bought this I think 8 or 9 years ago. It was a very long time ago. And it has been sitting in my stash. I had originally planned to make a Hedy Lamarr, from the famous, gorgeous, fantastic actress, a blouse that she was wearing that I had found in a pattern making book. But that has not yet happened, so I figured I'd do something a bit more everyday, and I will turn this blouse, this fabric, into a simple blouse with short sleeves, Peter Pan collar and bust-starch. And the pattern I will use is again from Burdastyle, well, my sort of favorite pattern company. And I have actually done this blouse before, so I think I know what I'm going into. I made that one in sandwich silk, and as you can notice it has red piping, which is something that I found when I was in Portugal. And this piping is very special because it's not fabric, it's thin embroidered threads that are twisted around to create this piping, and I figured I would never find that sort of piping again, at least not here in Sweden. But luckily a Swedish vendor has now begun selling those exact same piping. So, well, I hit the buy button, sort of not following my stash rules here, and bought some gorgeous white piping that I will use for the collar as well. And so that's what I'm going to do as my second project, this sateen blouse. And while blouses are great, I do need something to wear on my lower body as well. And that is why I'm also making a pair of trousers. And the pattern I'm using is the cigarette trousers pants from Burdastyle, again. And the fabric that I'm using is this BENGALINE fabric in dark chocolate brown, and this looks black, but if you kind of look up close you will see this brown sheen, and I figured why not go for a bit more exciting color than just basic black. Plus in the Liberty Lawn print that I talked about earlier, there is actually some hints of brown in that pattern, so I think this will go beautifully together. But then we come to that sticky subject of trouser making. As if some of you perhaps remember, I was trying to make a perfectly fitting trouser recently, and well, that went okay, but not great. Mainly, I still have a problem with fabrics that sort of crumbles underneath my bum, and I got loads of great suggestions from you, all basically telling me that on the pattern I need to make some kind of fold. It's called fisheye darts, or some type of fold that will eliminate that excess fabric and use that altered pattern and then cut the fashion fabric. So that's what I'm going to do this time. I know the crotch, how that should look, and now I need to master the excess fabric bit. And regardless if it's spring, summer, fall or winter in Sweden, I need cardigans. So that's why my fourth garment will be a cardigan, and I'm using a pattern from the Knip Mode magazine. It's a very simple cardigan with shawl neck, and I will also add some pockets in the sides. The fabric that I'm working with is Danish designer knit, that it looks like sweater knit, but it's actually, it's a bit different knitted. It's hard to explain, you have to see it up close to understand. And one thing that I like about this fabric, apart from that it has a beautiful pattern, is that it also has hints of aqua and brown, so it will go very nicely with both my blouses and the brown cigarette trousers. So I think all these four garments will actually work quite nicely together. Well, I will probably won't wear two blouses at the same time, but apart from that, I think that this wardrobe will actually be sewn with a plan. And speaking of stash, I have actually made a system to keep track of all my fabrics, and I have designed cards where I put the fabric, I can add what type of fabric it is, how much I have it, and the planned project, and also I can add the categories, so if I have knits and woven and stuff like that. And the best thing about it, once I'm done, I can just check it in this circle. And if you want to get your hands on this stash organized system, you can just check out the description section, because there I have links to my fabric stash system, and it's also available on my blog. Well, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos from me, please hit subscribe, and well, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.